Okay, I'll be honest. If you guys knew me in my teenage years and maybe early 20s, you probably felt like I was the biggest you'd ever met. Now that I am a little bit older, a little bit wiser, and a little more mature, I can recognize that and I can laugh about it. But I read a book by Napoleon Hill about 3 years ago called Think and Grow Rich, and that is what changed my life. Now I live my life on the foundation of as you think, so you become. So in today's video, I'm gonna tell you guys 10 ways that you can change your mindset and level up your life in just 30 days. Once I realized that I have so much more power and control over my mind than I thought, my world changed. I'm going to tell you guys how you can change yours too. So I would say the first step to changing your mindset and leveling up your life would be practicing gratitude. I know it sounds kind of like woo-woo. I'm sure within the last 3 years since COVID, gratitude journal sales on Amazon have skyrocketed. But honestly, that's great. It kind of eliminates the doomsday mentality once you recognize how blessed you truly are. For example, if you set a goal for yourself that you want to be more fit, you want to lose weight, maybe you want a certain physique, and in order to do that, in order to fit that into your schedule, you have to wake up at 5 a.m. every day. So 5 a.m. rolls around and you want to hit snooze. But instead, if you wake up, pull out your gratitude journal, and one of the things that you're grateful for is mobility. Like, I'm grateful that I get to wake up, get out of bed physically on my own. If I'm gonna go for a run that day, if I'm gonna lift weights that day, I am grateful that I have the ability to do that. And once you acknowledge, like, wow, I get to wake up this morning, wow, I get to go to the gym and move my body, I get to go for this run, that is something that I'm grateful for. Instead of being annoyed that you have to wake up early to get a workout in, it gets you excited. At least for me, I became a much more positive person and a much more optimistic person because I'm going through life just so grateful to be here. You are here on this earth to live as opposed to just existing. So if you're here to live and you plan on sticking around for a while, you might as well try to live the best life that you can. And I think that practicing gratitude is a step in the right direction to living your best life and leveling up your life. The second thing that you can do to start to change your mindset and level up your life is to set clear and achievable goals. A lot of times we are moving through life and just being busy for the sake of being busy, and then we feel like we're getting nothing done, and it's because we don't have clear set goals. We're not being intentional with what success looks like in our life. What are we working towards? So you need to define what success looks like for you, then break those larger goals into smaller, achievable goals. That way you achieve this small thing, 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 and it turns out to this one big goal that you've achieved, and you don't even realize like how much work you're putting into it because you've sectioned it off bit by bit. That's why I love writing to-do lists, because even if it's the most mundane task, like, oh, go check the mailbox, checking that off of your to-do list is literally like a serotonin boost. I believe like there's scientific evidence of how your body reacts to checking off something on your to-do list. Look it up. Look it up. The third way that you can change your mindset and level up your life is cultivating a growth mindset. Oftentimes we are moving through life and we're just kind of like coasting. And sometimes that's all we can do. But you want to make sure if you're trying to level up, you're not coasting for too long. You should always be striving for those challenges. Don't be afraid from a challenge, because with challenge comes growth. And so fear, and I see it all the time in the comments on my videos, fear is what stops people from living the life that they ultimately desire. So when you're cultivating a growth mindset, you're basically becoming open to the possibility of failure. You're becoming open to the challenges that you're going to encounter when you're trying to reach that higher level, when you're trying to level up. And when you become open to going through those challenges and going through failure and going through rejection, it's like you're building a tolerance to these experiences, right? It's like working a muscle. If I use a 10-pound weight every time I go to the gym, it's not gonna feel like a weight anymore. It's gonna feel like a feather. But if I go to the gym and I use a 10-pound weight, and the next week I upgrade to a 15-pound weight, and then the next week I upgrade to a 20-pound weight, I'll be lifting 50 pounds in a month or two, right? So it's the same as like working your muscle. Your brain is a muscle, your mindset is a muscle. So if you are not challenging yourself, if you're not doing those hard things, you're just gonna be coasting through life, and it's gonna be hard to go here if you're sitting here. And in alignment with cultivating that growth mindset, the fourth way that you can change your mindset and level up your life is by challenging those limiting beliefs. We talk to ourselves more than we talk to anyone else in the world, and so we want to make sure we're speaking kindly to ourselves and speaking positivity over our lives. And if we allow that negative self-talk to be louder than the positive self-talk, you're feeding into those limiting beliefs, and that is going to prevent you from really excelling and achieving your maximum potential because you don't believe you can get there. So you have to have the ability to, one, identify those limiting beliefs and then replace them with more powerful or empowering beliefs about yourself. In the mental health space, they're called ants, automatic negative thoughts. And so you want to think of them as little ants and squash them when they pop up in your mind. So the first few items were all pretty much individual focused, self-centered, but another way that you can change your mindset and level up your life is changing the people that you hang around, changing your friend group. I cannot tell you guys, this is something that I have been praying for the last like 3 or 4 years. I was just hoping to find more people that inspire me and motivate me to do better, and to find more people who are doing better than me so that I can have something to look forward to when I was curating what success looked like for my life. When you surround yourself with people who speak light over your life, people who uplift you, people who inspire you, people who motivate you, people who challenge you, you will see your life do a complete 180. I'm talking about leveling up your mindset and changing your life. I need to be leveling up my gear. My camera just died, so I'm filming on my phone, but it's okay. We only have 4 more items left to change your mindset and level up your life. The 7th thing that you can do to change your mindset and level up your life is practicing mindfulness and meditation. Meditation was always something that I struggled with because it was really hard for me to quiet my mind. When I say mindfulness, all that means is kind of being aware of where you are in that moment. So for instance, if I find myself really stressing about something that maybe I have no control over, recognizing that, hey, I don't have control over this thing. What can I control in this situation? Because stressing about it isn't helping anyone. So when you become more mindful and more present, you are able to kind of separate the situation from behavior, situation from what you can control. And when you're able to separate that, it makes it easier for you to handle certain situations. Meditation, again, helps with just maintaining a calm energy and preventing or decreasing the amount of stress that we're putting on our bodies and on our mental. I don't even know what camera am I looking at? Sorry if my eyeline was just off for the last like 10 minutes. The 7th thing that you can do to change your mindset and level up your life is to adapt a mentality of lifelong learning. If you feel like you already know it all, there's nothing else to work towards. There's nothing else to learn because you already know it all. When you recognize that there's so much more to learn and there's always going to be more to learn, it gives you this kind of excitement about life and this curiosity about life. You should be operating kind of like the mind of a child, how children are so curious. The favorite question of a child is typically like, why? Oh, it's raining today, why? Because that is just what the weather decided to do today. Why? I don't know, because it's spring and it tends to rain a lot in the spring. Why? Because if you stop questioning, then that kind of means like you no longer care. And when you no longer care, then what are you working towards? The 8th way that you can change your mindset and level up your life is taking full ownership of your life. When you adopt this accountability mindset, you're responsible for your choices, your actions, and the results. There's no one else to blame or to congratulate and celebrate but yourself. A lot of times people say, oh, I don't want to travel this place, or I don't want to leave the country by myself, or oh, I want to wait to do this thing until I have someone else to do it with me. And because you're waiting for someone else to be available to do this thing with you, that puts a roadblock in your timeline. For me, there are a lot of things that I would rather do with a romantic partner. However, I refuse to, pause my life or delay the things that I am supposed to have in my life because I don't have that specific romantic partner yet. Like, there's so much life to live, and in the grand scheme of things, we're only on this earth for maybe 100 years, right? And it sounds like a lot, but life comes quickly and it moves fast. I blinked and we're almost in 2025. So seize the day, seize the opportunities when they come, and don't wait for other people, or don't blame other people for the choices that you're making in your life. Really take control of your life. I always like to think of my life as like a TV show, and I'm the main character in the TV show, and what decisions and choices I make will obviously impact the plot of the TV show. You know how a lot of people say, like, do it for the plot? Sometimes you just have to do it for the plot. Another way that you can change your mindset and level up your life is to develop a resilient mentality. If you are recognizing that you are the driver of the vehicle of your own life, when you start to take ownership of your life, sometimes you're gonna make decisions that don't yield the best results. And when you recognize and take responsibility for that, and also adapt a resilient mindset, even if the outcome of this decision is not what you hoped for, it wasn't the best result, because you've adopted this resilient mindset, you've trained yourself to focus on solutions and results as opposed to problems and setbacks. You should really just see every failure or setback as a learning opportunity, and that makes life more exciting because okay, if I encounter this situation again, I know how to solve it and we can move on to the next thing. And last but not least, the 10th way that you can change your mindset and level up your life is to prioritize self-care. I am the queen of self-care. Any minor inconvenience in my life, I'm treating myself to a high-calorie dessert. I'm probably gonna book a flight and go somewhere. I'm going to get a massage. I'm going to get my nails done. Like, I'm doing it all. I'm the queen of self-care, and it has really changed my life. I feel like back in the day, I felt guilty for treating myself because I was always trying to save money. But when you have an abundance mindset, treating yourself to a massage every now and then, or going to get your nails done when you've achieved a goal that you had been working towards, it's not the end of the world. The money comes back, okay? I'm not telling you to go out and, spend your last dime every time you feel like you need to treat yourself. And self-care doesn't always even have to involve money. For me, self-care is getting a workout in. Implementing even just 5 of the 10 items that we talked about today will make a significant difference in how you go about achieving the goals that you've set for your life. We are bombarded with negative imagery, negative videos on social media. We're on our phones most of the day, and with all that negativity, you really have to take control over your life and recognize when your mindset maybe is not in the best position for you to fully excel and fully thrive in your life. And so once you recognize that and implement these 10 tips to leveling up your lifestyle, I guarantee you your mindset will shift and you will see a positive transformation in your life. So I challenge you, take these next 30 days and implement these 10 tips into your life. I'm telling you, you'll notice a difference. If you do it, comment down below. Let me know how it's going. Let me know if you've implemented anything else outside of the 10 strategies that we talked about in this video. Whatever you have set out for your life, know that it is attainable. With the right mindset, you can level up your life, and I'm excited for you guys to go ahead and do that. So I hope you found this video helpful. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye! 'Cause I'm not just a pretty girl.